It was far from a thing of aesthetic beauty, yet it was a road win nonetheless. Michigan able to grind out a 68-57 W at Rutgers Wednesday. Duncan Robinson led the way with 18 points. Zach Irvin chipped in with 12 boards. Aubrey Dawkins off the bench to score 11 as Michigan played and won once again without the services of Karis LeVert. With that win, Michigan has now tasted victory in 3 straight and 4 of its last 5 as the Wolverines get ready for a Saturday showdown against Penn State at Madison Square Garden. In advance of that game, we say hello to Michigan head coach John Beilein. John, I watch your guys right now. They seem to be playing with such confidence. What do you think this team believes it's capable of?
Well, I think we have a little bit of a rhythm now. We're waiting for Karis to come back, but while we're doing that, guys really know their roles. And I think that has been a big part of this. Managing fatigue and trying to get a deeper bench is a bigger issue, but everybody is just, they're sure of their roles. I think that's where the confidence would come from, Rick.
You've been asked a million times. You've probably come up with a million different ways to say it, but I have to ask, what is the latest on Karis LeVert's health?
Well, he's made great progress. We have a timetable right now of beginning his workouts. Actually started a couple days ago, but they're just growing through time. But not until that young man decides that he's fully ready are we putting him out there. And so we're just being super cautious here and just trying to make sure we do the right thing for him, because really the right thing for him is the right thing for the team as well.
So many outsiders, John, like to talk about your team's offensive execution, but I look at your defense right now, and your 6 Big Ten wins, you're giving up right around 64 points per game. So what are you doing so well defensively right now?
Well, I think we're a better defensive transition team than we were last year. My thoughts on defensive transition would be, I don't care what plan you have. When they're really young, it's really hard for them because they think about defensive transition. You just missed a shot, or you were fouled, or you turned it over, and it's just not easy for young teams to go from a mistake on offense to good defensive transition. We're a year older at every position right now. I think we've shored that up a little bit, and but that's about it. I'm a little disappointed in some of our defense field goal percentage, but at the same time we're keeping people's points down, so that's helpful. Obviously, that's the object. Get them to score less than you do.
Another area of improvement, down low, Mark Donnell, who in Big Ten plays giving you about 12 points and 6 rebounds per game. How would you best describe his improvement from last year till now?
I think he's just more comfortable with his role on the team and the actions that we run. In today's age of synergy, and the great coaches in this league and the number of times that you've coached against certain coaches, you got to continue to change what you do. They'll be sitting on your set plays if you don't change. And as a result, as we change, each player has to be able, game to game is going to be different. And many of our younger players, and this is his second year actually playing, they have trouble with that in their first or second year. But it's the only way that we can play in order to keep scoring points. So I think he's much more comfortable with the changes we make game to game, week to week.
John, you've already used the words chemistry and synergy. I'm curious, what, if any, concerns do you have when Karis gets healthy about how it could affect the chemistry that this group has built in 2016?
Rick, that's a great question. I don't study that stat, but it seems to me when I remember last year Illinois really having a great rhythm, and all of a sudden 2 of their guys came back, and they're good players, and it just changed the dynamic of that team a little bit, and they struggle a little bit, and that'd be surprising. I think Denzel Valentine, tremendous player, just came back, and it's just a little bit different. Now that could be just 2 situations that don't always happen, but we're going to be wary of that and just try to do the best we can to manage it. But make no mistake about it, when Karis is healthy, he's in the lineup. We just all have to adjust around it. But it could be of concern. We'll see. I hope it isn't.
John, much different animal this weekend because of the location, the arena, all the build-up to the Saturday at Madison Square Garden. How much do you embrace the difference and let the guys experience New York? How much do you treat it like it's a regular weekend road trip?
Well, I think both ways. The fact that we get to travel and be around our hockey team during this time is going to be special. Red Barons and I have a great relationship, and you know, the Big Ten being in the East, it's here to stay, and this is, I can't think of a better place for where our alums are based. The Penn State and the Michigan alums are so prevalent in that area, so it's a great idea. So we'll go in, you know, and usual Friday night before a game, wake up, play the game, but when the game's over, instead of getting on the plane, we're going to take our kids for a nice Italian meal. We're going to let them loose in the city a little bit on Times Square. Don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but many of them never had that time. And then bring them back to the Garden to root for our Wolverine hockey team. So it's going to be a little bit different from that standpoint. We don't have any planned guided tours or anything. We don't have that type of time right now. I think they just need freedom during this time just to sort of get around and see what New York's all about.
Should be an amazing weekend. I know we're looking forward to it, and John will see you on Saturday at Madison Square Garden. John Beilein, Michigan head coach. John, thanks for the time.
All right, thanks, Rick. We're looking forward to it, too.